Woman has lost her place in the world. She used to be a part of the whole. She used to be integrated as a part of the pack. And with that, her role as mother was very clear and very distinct because she was supported by those around her. So there were the leaders of the tribe, there were the matriarchs or the elders, there were the kids, and there were the other adult mothers, fathers, so parents who were technically co-parenting the children of the tribe. The thing is that with the modern society, the root core of what it is to be a family unit, a tribe, was lost. It was taken away from us basically because it was the sacredness that allowed for us to be as a collective and to feel that we belonged, to feel that we were part of something, to feel in that human connectedness that we were valued, we mattered, we were worthy. So there has been a very clear agenda, which is that of eliminating anything that was actually sacred. So if you remove the tribe, the family unit, and everybody is in the rat race independently trying to survive as an individual entity, there is no connection, there is no intimacy, no depth, no long-term relationships. There is just the me, a separate identity trying to achieve things, goals, objectives for myself. So this is one of the ways that, let's say, the evil or the darkness or the agendas that had this very clear intent of keeping the soul as a separate entity so that the soul was away from remembrance. This is one of the ways that it has been done. So remove anything that is sacred, remove the innocence from the being by creating violence, by creating a sense of separateness, which allows for the perpetuation of the belief that we are separate and that we have enemies all around us. So by doing those things, then they achieve that level of separation, that level of not knowing where you belong, not having a purpose, not having a clear role. And the role of mother, the role of women has been totally devastated really, because it has been taken away from that whole concept of woman works with woman or women in the collective, in the tribe, as a part of the tribe, co-creating, learning, experiencing, bonding, helping one another, supporting one another. That was lost. And it is the same with the concept of men. So this has the same sacredness, the same level of intimate connection that allows for the knowing of who you are, your role, your purpose, your value, your worth has also been obliterated, obviously for the same reasons. So let's just focus on women on this video. When a woman loses that touch, that inner touch with herself, she loses herself because she follows certain rules and norms that have been created in a matrix that is wanting us to live separately. And so the role of mother no longer exists there as a needed component for the whole, which means that mothers work together, they are friends, they collaborate, they help one another in the raising of the children they are everybody's children, because we have lost this sense of tribe, this sense of collective, which with the new earth is coming back. That's one of the rules or paradigms, or newer templates in the new earth, which is basically going back to the original template. We are going back to that sense of community and tribe and raising children as a village and working together. It is taking time only because we have gone completely to the other extreme, which is that sense of independence, self-sufficiency, superwoman syndrome. I can do it all on my own, and I need to prove my worth and my validation, and I don't need a man around me, I don't need anyone around me, I can do everything on my own. So we're going back to the tribal mode, to the tribal patterns, which allow us for connection, which allow us for the necessary tools of communication, so that you can sustainably maintain relationships. Because in this modern world, I guess there is a sense of, it doesn't matter, I'm only going to be with this person, whether a co-worker, and I've heard this from light workers even, or whether a partner. The rate of divorce is so high all over the world. Or with a friend, I'm only going to be there for a short amount of time, and when I am tired or when I just can't have enough, then I've got the freedom and the sovereign choice to just leave the relationship. But when you are co-creating something as a tribe for the bigger purpose, then that opens the need for authenticity, vulnerability, self-awareness, self-responsibility, anarchy, really. Because you have to be responsible for yourself, for your actions, your words, your thoughts, your emotions, so that you can then communicate that to the other person in the relationship, so that there is an understanding, there is an openness of the channel of communication, and in that authenticity, in that honesty, there is trust that is built, which maintains the longevity of the relationship. And this is the same with any member of the tribe. So if you're working as a whole, it's like every cell in our body, every cell needs to communicate one with the other. And even if this cell is not communicating with this one, they are all intertwined. The whole system is making sure that everyone is fulfilling their highest potential, their most optimal role, so that the whole system works. And that is how we are geared to live and to be. That is the original blueprint, which, like I said, is coming back with the new earth. And this can only come back as individual by individual we are doing the constant inner work that allow us to bring heaven into earth, and that allow us to bring back those original blueprints that are so necessary for the longevity of this society. Otherwise we are just going to be obliterated, which is not going to happen in this timeline, but it is a potential or a choice, because ultimately it depends on every single individual how they affect the collective network. We are all connected into the network, we are all in the same source together, and so how we move affects each other. Yes, so the role of woman is lost. She feels lost, she feels she has no value because she is depleted, She's doing this journey on her own mostly. She's providing for herself financially, mentally, emotionally, caring for herself, doing the inner work, making sure that she's in a high positive vibration, especially for the kids or kids she's taking care of. She is responsible for their education, even if she's sending the children somewhere else to mainstream or alternative systems. She's cooking, cleaning, paying, driving. She's doing it all. And where is she? What is her role? Like, where is she? She has become a ghost because no one even really acknowledges the role of a mother. And we do, we have Mother Day, and we all know how important the role of a mother is, but it isn't really, really recognized as at a deeper level. When it is recognized is when actions such as adequate support is being given by both the father or the male figure and by the supportive system, so by the collective. So this means that, once again, every individual needs to make the choice to know that the mother role and the father role, but let's just stick to the feminine side, the mother role is very important. It is one of the most important roles in this planet Earth, to take care of the children that we conceive and those children that we haven't conceived but that we come across in our life paths. Yes. So once that is really recognized within the individual, then the actions follow. So the man, whether an ex, whether current partner, whether father, yeah, they will show that belief through their actions. So they will support the mother with what the mother needs. In saying this, I get, and this is a separate video, separate topic, that some women have used their sexual and sensual kundalini energy for the wrong reasons. They have attracted men, enticed men, and then used them. So I get that there is a big wounding in the masculine that is also being worked on as a collective and as individuals, so that we can reach this level of equality, where the woman who has been abused and treated really badly, we all have this in our DNA blueprints anyways, we are carrying that for its own transmutation. So the woman who has been abused by the patriarchal system is taken care of, and also the man who has felt betrayed by the toxicity of the feminine, who was really just using the man instead of honoring and cherishing the man. Yes. And this is what I meant before, that we can acknowledge that the role of mother is important, but it is not until we actually honor it that actions are put into place to make sure that we are honoring them, the role of mother, which means honoring mothers. And this also means honoring mothers who are actually mothering. Yes, because lower vibration, there's mothers who use their role as mothers in the wrong way as well, to get praise, to get validation, to get money. I get that. Not talking about that. We're talking about the conscious individuals who are choosing to make the right choice, let's say, of basically abiding by the responsibility that they have, which is, I have conceived a kid, or I have been given a kid somehow. This is my responsibility. I take it as, I don't take it lightly. It is really important. The moment you honor that, it is the moment when others can also honor that in you, as they see you as an example or a reflection of what what really is positive, a positive role model. So once the role of mother is recognized, then different actions are taking place so that it is honored and so that the mother is supported in her role, so that she is able to shine her light and not do this individually, but instead support herself through other mothers who are going through similar challenges, similar issues. So there's the bonding there of the tribe, the friendships, and there is support from the masculine who is providing for the mother, not excessively, as in the mother, as women, there is also the need for independence. We are wild, we are also self-sufficient, we are very strong, but we cannot do this alone. It's just not sustainable on the long term, and this is something that has to be changed in the new earth. So as the mother role is kind of cocooned at those levels, then the woman can again come up and shine its light. And the woman is also the wise elder. She is also the cosmic mother. She is the empowered higher priestess. So she is the combination of the innocence and the sensuality. So the combination of I am here as an elder to help and guide with my wisdom and the experience or expertise that I have acquired over the years, the next generations, and I am doing this out of my heart. I am doing this because this is my role and because this is my responsibility in life of being an example with the inner work that I have done in myself. But there is also the sensual part that comes up, and she needs that. Woman needs that. She needs to acknowledge that she's something more than mother. She is woman. And that energy is so very important, because children also need to see that mother is also woman. Both boys and girls need to really learn from that, from a healthy model of what a mother, woman is. Why? Because it's easier for them to replicate when they see that, rather than having to, like most of us are now at this point in time, trying to create something out of scratch, because we were never taught what it is to be a healthy mother, a healthy model of a woman. Normally there are so many cases, especially in older generations, of sacrificing yourself for your children, and if you're not doing that, then you're not selfless enough. Those days are gone. There's been such a detriment that has been created in society because of this belief system, right? So a woman needs to really be acknowledged in her power, in her femininity, in her empowered masculinity as well. We are yin and yang, and the empowered woman, the conscious, aware individual, she is well aware of her role as soul, her mission on earth, and the importance of her guidance. So she is very needed, and that sensual and sexual energy also needs to be sparked within her so that she functions at her optimal level. Otherwise it's like we have only one limb, because when you are a mother and you forget about your woman's side, it is unbalanced and the equation is not working. Whether you're in a partnership or whether you're single, it doesn't work, because it is lopsided. And so what that means is that if you're single, you are overexerting yourself, you are putting too much pressure on yourself because you are in survival mode, you are in kind of like a false masculine that is really having to power up only because you know that at a human level the little kids that you have in your care need you, but you are forgetting another side of yourself whilst you are doing this. And if you are in a partnership, marriage, not marriage, whatever it is, then the other party also feels your disconnection, because you are disconnected from a part of yourself that is so, so important. And so in the new earth, it is very important to recognize the role of mother, the role of woman, so that with that integration, woman and mother know their roles, know where they stand, and can actually impart their knowledge coming from a higher heart, coming from a higher awareness, and allowing for their system to feel supported so that they can do what they came here to do.